Good evening and welcome to Channel 5 News Broadcast.
I'm Cassidy.
And I'm Riley, and we'll be your news anchors.
Tonight, we will be sharing a couple of stories regarding current events, important days, and people in history.
Now on to our first news story of the night.
The date is October 19th, 1781, and a big event going down in history is happening right as we speak. In Yorktown, Virginia, the Battle of Yorktown is occurring. This is the last attack and attempt by the American and French army to end the American Revolutionary War. Right now on the battlefield, the American and French are joined together, being led by George Washington and French General Comte de Rochambeau. They are fighting against the British Army and trying to make them agree to peace. We just received some breaking news. The American and French have captured the British. They are getting forced to surrender, and the British are agreeing to peace. Finally, the American Revolutionary War has ended. That wraps up this news story. Now on to Pearl, who will be interviewing Nathaniel Green.
Thank you, Cassie. The next story we will be talking about tonight is Nathaniel Green. We have Nathaniel Green here, and we will be asking him some questions. Where did you get involved in the war?
Siege of Boston, Brandywine.
What was the role you played during the war?
I was a commander of the Southern Department of the Continental Army.
What were some tactics you were known for?
I was one of the most respected generals and talented military strategists. I also led a brilliant campaign that ended the British Game of the South.
Why were you one of the most unique military strategists in the war?
George Washington trusted me, and that grew over the course of the war. I am one of the most celebrated generals of the Revolution.
Some of Green's famous quotes during the war was, "We fight, get beat, rise, and fight again." Another one was, "To march over dead men, to hear without concern the groans of the wounded. I say a few men can stand such senses unless steeled by habit or forfeited by military pride." These quotes led his army to have more confidence.
Thank you, Pearl, for the great story. Jean-Baptiste Rochambeau was a lieutenant general. It was 1781 when Rochambeau first got involved in the wars at Britain at Yorktown. Rochambeau was supposed to become a priest, but instead became a lieutenant general. Rochambeau was an excellent and smart general because he defeated Charles Cornwallis, who took his army into Virginia and established a defensive position at Yorktown. Rochambeau knew that they were weak, so he persuaded George Washington to combine their force on the Virginia Peninsula. Together, they successfully executed an extraordinary operation that required speedily moving 12,000 men, their artillery and supplies, in two French fleets to the Chesapeake without alarming the British commanders. There in New York, Rochambeau was known for his stealth and speed because he was able to move 12,000 people with speed. Rochambeau helped Continentals in the struggle for independence from the British. Ending the story, Rochambeau was very important. He was involved in the Battle of Yorktown, War for Independence, and the 7 Years' War.
Now on to our commercial break.
Hello, my name is Steve Jobs. Hey, what was that?
Oh, it's just the new iPhone Plus Double Max.
You can get yours for $10,000.
Hey, you want to see a magic trick?
Yes.
Whoa! The new AirPods! Get yours today!
Thanks to our sponsors at Apple.
Now back to our news broadcast with Eden.
The date is November 26, 1772, and today I will be speaking to a man who has, in a failed attempt to kidnap the pro-Russian king Stanislaus Augustus II, which ended the Confederation's foreign support from France and Austria.
This just in, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and John Jay just helped sign the Treaty of Paris to formally end the war currently going on between Great Britain and the colonies. The British just noticed the independence the colonies have gained, and now the colonial empire of Great Britain has been destroyed in North America. What is the Treaty of Paris? The main description of what the Treaty of Paris is that Great Britain finally gave formal recognition to its former colonies as a new and independent nation, the United States of America. After independence was given, the U.S. border was defined, with Great Britain giving the Northwest Territory to the United States. The Declaration provided fair treatment of American citizens who had remained loyal to the king, and the king during the war. If you're wondering how and why America has won the war, it's because of the Allies coming to the rescue. The Declaration provided fair treatment of American citizens who had remained loyal to the king during the war. If you're wondering how and why America has won the war, it's because of the Allies coming to the rescue. These allies played a major role in the victory against Great Britain in the fight for freedom. America was supplied with weapons, basic supplies, military leaders, and soldiers. Now to the newsroom with Cassidy.
Thanks, Riley. These stories have been phenomenal. Now on to our last news story of the night with Colton.
Thanks, Cassidy. America won the Revolutionary War for several reasons. These reasons consisted of new and interesting war tactics, the place of the war, allies, and American citizens. These war tactics were called guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare is when a small group of armed citizens hid and tried to sneak up on large groups of enemy soldiers to catch them off guard. This worked very well because the British have never seen that before, and the Americans were able to kill many enemy leaders. The next reason that America won the war is where the war took place, and that was America. The war took place on their own soil, meaning they knew the best places for camps and where to fight. Fighting on homeland, they also had several allies willing to fight with them. France and Spain were both great contributors to America's win. They were able to take on the British alongside the Americans. The last reason America won was because of American citizens. The people of America were able to spread news quickly with patriotic pride. Now to the newsroom with Riley.
Thanks, Colton. This concludes our broadcast of the evening. Have a great night.